morning to respected sir, madams and all teachers, students. Today we are going to have a mock parliament in our school. My name is Nivedita. I am studying in 5th class. Parliament. A model parliament, also referred to as a mock parliament, is a simulation of the parliamentary proceedings of legislature or other deliberative assembly, often based upon the Westminster parliamentary system. They can be similar to modern United Nations. Model parliaments are usually held as an educational tool to promote understanding of the working of government, to promote the activities of community, service programs or to advocate social or political change. With this today our youth are going to conduct mock parliament with the past issues and get hands-on experience. The mock parliament begins.
Honorable members, a very good morning to all of you. Let me recall the inspiring qualities of our first female president, Srimati Pratibha Patil. Parliament of the country is the repository of the servant, will of the people, and its successful functioning is a joint responsibility of both the government and the opposition. It is important that the decorum and the dignity of the House is upheld at all the times. The image of Parliament in the public mind should be one where proceeding, debates and discussions take place with a view to resolve issue through a constructive and cooperative approach. Secretary General, please. Honorable Speaker and Honorable Member, the agenda of the House is as follows. Affirmation by new member of the House. Question half. Calling attention notice. Farmers Bill. Debate on the new education policy bill. Passing of the new education policy bill.
Sriram, who stands elected from the Hyderabad constituency of Telangana, will now take the oath or affirmation. Sriram, please. Sir, would you like to take the oath or affirmation?
I would like to take oath.
In which language would you like to take the oath?
I would like to take the oath in English. I Sriram do solemnly affirm that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will faithfully and conscientiously discharge my duties as a minister for the state of Telangana, to right all manner of people with the Constitution and the law without fear or favor, affection or ill will. Thank you. We welcome you to the second mock parliament session. Honorable member, we are confident that your contribution will be very fruitful to both the House and the country. Honorable members, as we meet today, it is my sad duty to inform the House that the senior Congress leader and Rajya Sabha member Rajiv Satev died of complications related to COVID-19 after 24 days. His contributions to his constituency have brought Hingoli in the national arena and one of the fast developing districts of India. The House will stand in silence for a while as a mark of respect to the departed soul. Secretary General may convey the message of condolence of the House to the bereaved family. Prime Minister may introduce new minister to the House.
Honorable Speaker, it is my immense pleasure to introduce to you and through you to the House our new ministers. Sri Dharmendra Pradhan, Minister of Education, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Sri Kishan Reddy, Minister of Culture and Tourism. Sri Kiran Rijiju, Minister of Law and Justice.
We now move on to the question now. Question number 101.
Honorable Speaker, it is good to see that our country is progressing at a high speed. We see the automobiles industry has been multiplying its production, especially two-wheeler sector. Today it has become a necessity to have two-wheeler, whether you live in urban or rural community. My question is to the Honorable Minister of Petroleum. Why there has been continuous increase in the rice price in petrol? It is basic necessity for the citizens. Whether the government is concerned in the rise in price, and if yes, what steps are being taken to reduce rise price in petrol and save common man from becoming more poor?
Honorable Speaker, first of all, I thank honorable members to recognize that country is progressing. Let me put it straightly. In order to push the crude prices amid lower demand, OPEC, Organization of Petrol Exporting Countries and Allies, including Russia, had cut oil production by 9.7 million barrels per day in May 2020 to further boost prices. Saudi Arabia decided to cut oil production by 9.1 million barrels per day. Secondly, we are mainly depend on imports and have no control over international markets. We expect that in near future we would have a solution for the crisis, and we also invite a suggestions if you have any. Our aim is the safety, security and welfare of citizens.
Madam Speaker, India's unemployment rate has skyrocketed to a staggering 27.1 since the beginning of lockdown, especially in the metropolitan cities. An estimated 12.2 crores people have lost their jobs due to COVID-19 pandemic. My question is to the Labourers and Employment Minister that what steps are being taken by the government to overcome the unemployment problems and provide employment to unemployed.
Respected Madam, we are concerned with rising unemployment due to COVID pandemic. Our government has taken number of unprecedented steps, including migrant workers across India. Labour falls in concurrent list, therefore both states and central government can legislate on the issues. Madam Speaker, All India Quota Scheme was introduced in 1986 under the direction of Supreme Court to provide free merit domicile and to students to aspire from any state located in another college. Madam Speaker, right to fundamental of every citizen and no one should be deprived of it. Madam Speaker, the worldwide education system has been severely affected following the shutdown of schools and colleges. Since March 2020, in order to prevent the spread of the virus, conventional classrooms shifted to online mode, which profoundly impacted teacher-students' close interactions and making a paradigm shift in teaching-learning process. Honorable Speaker, what steps have been taken to resolve the pandemic situation that created a new crisis in the education system? Speaker, the access of education has been restricted to those who have resources and most parents are educated without any planning. Countries like India, where the backbone for online learning was not ready and the curriculum was not designed for such a format that has created the risk. I repeat, the risk of most of our students becoming passive learners. I demand an answer, Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, the sudden and new forceful online pattern have put illiterate parents in the state of helplessness. These poor parents are unable to help their children in education. Schools are closed since March 2020 and still there is a confusion as to when they will be opened. The shutdown of schools has not only made learning new things but also made to forget what they have learned earlier need to be answered.
Madam Speaker, closure of schools had a huge impact on the education of girls. Many parents are facing financial crisis due to lack of income. Many poor parents, especially from rural areas, are forced to stop their children to go. Are forced to stop their children to go to schools, especially girl child. Midday meal provision is a great blessing to many students in India. Closure of school during lockdown meant many students were malnourished. Please answer. Madam Speaker, over 1.5 million schools across India closed down due to pandemic and switched to large scale. Digital education is not possible now. If this condition prevails for another year, there would be huge impact in the quality of education and inconsistency in qualitative human resource. We request the Honorable Prime Minister to answer on these serious issues. We demand answer for it.
Honorable Madam, we believe in state and healthy India now and the future. Madam, I request my fellow members to cooperate and encourage our future citizens to utilize the various means of digital means for continuity of education and not to make political issues when concerned with health and safety of our children.
Minister of Education, please.
Education plays a crucial role in child's life. It helps in shaping his career, contributing to the human capital and economic growth. We have created such a digital platforms that in India, students across India, no matter where they live, can have access to them. Our Ministry of Education has held several consultations at states and various levels and taken many initiatives to ensure that the school-going students do not lag behind their studies. During COVID-19 pandemic, we have introduced some of the schemes like PM Vidya, Diksha, Swayam Prabha, that no one should get excluded. And I am confident that the students of the today are capable and enough to overcome the crisis and will stand strongly and bravely to regain the lost period with the hope and courage. शिक्षा का उद्देश्य है कि युवाओं को खुद के जीवन पर शिक्षित करने के लिए तैयार करना. थैंक यू. Madam Speaker, a serious breach of privilege has been committed by the local television channel TV 100 News anchor in Rajasthan. Breach of privilege refers to some of the distinct rights that are enjoyed by the legislators in a parliament without which they cannot discharge their functions, and these rights are peculiar to them. In India, these privileges origin in the form of Articles 105 and 194, which give these privileges to the members of the parliament and members of the state legislature respectively.
Households Television Channel TV 100 News, also in Rajasthan, has guilty of breach of privilege. However, instead of punishing the guilty, the House states its own dignity and it does not give undue importance to those local news media. They present it for cheap publicity and thus they serve no further discussion. Secretary General to lay the papers on the table. Honorable Ministers, I am glad to inform you that parliamentary delegation led by HE Mr. Geo J. Pure, Speaker of the Senate, Parliament of Canada, accompanied by HE Mr. Mohammad Nasir, Speaker of the People's Masjid of Maldives, have visited has to witness the functioning of our house. We wish them a happy and a fruitful stay in our country. Now let us take up the calling attention motion. Now the Honorable Minister of Finance to move the motion for leave to introduce the bill. Minister of Finance.
Madam, I beg to move for leave to introduce the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation Amendment Bill 2021.
The question is that be granted to the Minister of Finance to move the motion for leave to introduce the Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation Amendment Bill 2021. Those in favor will say yes, those against will say no.
Yes, no, yes, no, yes.
The yes have it, the yes have it, the yes have it. Leave is granted. Leave is granted. The Minister to introduce the bill. Now the House will take up consideration of the Uniform Education Bill 2021. Minister of Education, please.
The main clauses of the Uniform Education Bill are follows: to prepare and provide common education curriculum for all students across India from grade 6 to 12, to make education a part of that union of LBT, where the central government has the power to plan, execute and amend the education policies and merge all the existing boards into NCERT, to have common boards on these four subjects which are science, English, mathematics, social science for grades. Madam Speaker, I am confident that the honorable members of this House will be wholeheartedly and through it help to achieve one nation, one education. With these words, I now move that the Uniform Education Bill 2021 be taken into consideration. Thank you.
Madam Speaker, the issue of universal civil code is gaining momentum, and so with it the uniform education system. Some citizens have even filed a petition in the Supreme Court seeking uniform education across the country has the need of the time and demand from citizens. Ministry of Education has come up with certain proposals for consultation in this August House. It will promote fraternity unity and national integration among students of different education boards.
Honorable members, the House is adjourned to meet again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Jai Hind.